13 News Now begins with breaking news.
That breaking news is in Newport News. Fire crews had to deal with a roof fire at the Cannon plant just off Cannon Boulevard. A viewer sent us this photo. We're told the flames started around 1:30 this afternoon. It created a lot of smoke in the area, but firefighters got it out quickly. No one was hurt, and the warehouse is still open. Thanks for joining us on 13 News Now at 4 o'clock. I'm Regina Mobley.
And I'm Arrianee LeBeau. Janet Roach has the night off.
We begin with new developments in a deadly child abuse case in Isle of Wight County.
Yeah, today a judge arraigned Justin Cox for the murder of 5-year-old Alexander Levi Robertson. The boy's mother is also charged with murder.
13 News Now reporter Jacqueline Lee was at the courthouse today, and Jacqueline, Cox spoke to you as he headed to court.
Regina, we were waiting outside the sheriff's office to ask Cox what he thought of that upgraded second-degree murder charge, and he said he just wanted things to return back to normal. Now, Cox was originally charged with child endangerment, but now the Isle of Wight County Sheriff's Office is saying they believe that his actions played a direct role in the death of 5-year-old Alex Levi Robertson. According to the criminal complaint, Cox allegedly grabbed Alex by the waist, picked him up over his head, and threw him to the floor. The medical examiner's office said Alex's cause of death is homicide due to blunt force trauma. Justin, what do you have to say about the second-degree murder charges?
I just want to be back home with my daughter and my kids. I miss my family, miss Alex. I want my life back to normal before this ever happened.
We dug through other search warrants and arrest warrants. They detail that Alex was found with bruising on his back as well as 3 shoe prints on him. On 13 News Now at 5, we'll have more details involving alleged abuse by not only Cox, but Alex's mother, Jaylynn Hadley, who has also been charged with his murder. Live in studio, Jacqueline Lee, 13 News Now.
All right, thank you, Jacqueline. We had warm and wet weather today with temperatures nearly 25 degrees above normal. The rain has moved out and some of the warm air is about to do the same. Let's go ahead and check in with Evan Stewart, who's tracking the colder air.
That's right. It's taking a little while behind the cold front for that cold air to work its way in. And as a matter of fact, 74 degrees. That's as warm as we've been all day today. Only 2 degrees away from the record high of 76 set back in 1999. Of course, we had the rain this morning. A few embedded thunderstorms. Those ended right around midday. And now we're looking at the clearing skies and out towards the west, some low clouds in the central U.S. But really, we're looking at dry conditions coming up over the next several days. Cameras bouncing around a little bit out there because it is pretty breezy. Current temperature 74. That's, again, as warm as we've been all day today, though it's 75 in Williamsburg, 70 in Melfa, 73 Suffolk, and 73 in Franklin. A few 60s down across northeastern North Carolina. And as we go through the evening, temperatures will be dropping under the mainly clear skies. So as we start things off here at 5 o'clock, about 66 degrees. By 9 o'clock, we're down to 52, and we're into the 40s by 11 o'clock tonight, and we'll only be in the 50s tomorrow. Though still above normal, it'll be noticeably cooler. And then temperatures will go back up later into the weekend. Details on that in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Evan. Well, the countdown to another potential government shutdown has restarted. And lawmakers have 3 weeks until the government runs out of money again.
And negotiations are still bogged down by the same issues. While the newest funding bill did restore money for the Children's Health Insurance Program, it did not address immigration. Democrats say they agreed to the bill because Republicans promised to work on a solution for DACA. But the president and Republicans still want money for a border wall.
This immigration debate will have a level playing field at the outset and an amendment process that is fair to all sides.
If no new funding bill is created, the government could shut down again after February 8th.
And this continual exercise of bouncing from one manufactured fiscal crisis to the next does take a toll on the Hampton Roads business community and the regional economy. That's because the nation seems to be in a perpetual state of financial uncertainty. Now, it makes it hard for companies which do business with federal government, especially defense contractors, to make any plans.
The fact that our federal government is either shutting down or threatening to shut down, we have the continuing resolutions ongoing, just makes that uncertainty problematic for our business community.
Coming up at 5, Mike Gooding will have more on the ongoing drama in Washington and what it all means for Hampton Roads.
A Virginia Beach staple hit the auction block today. People got the chance to own a piece of the Lynn Haven Fish House. Parts of the restaurant went to the highest bidder, and it wasn't just tables and chairs up for grabs. 13 News Now reporter Elise Brown takes us inside the auction.
Give me 25, would it be 25?
Piece
I've got $100, give me 25, would it be 25?
by piece, the Lynn Haven Fish House is being auctioned off.
We have lot number 9.
I've always had a good time at the Fish House. It's a beautiful setting. It's going to be sad to see it go.
A retirement community purchased the property and plans to demolish. Although the restaurant's closure is bitter to many, the auction sweet.
Give me 30, got 25.
It allows people to keep the restaurant spirit alive by taking something home. Up for grabs, everything from kitchen equipment to the intellectual property.
Just came by today to see if I can pick up some artwork and just have memories forever.
While they watched some 300 items auctioned off, owners Tommy and Christopher Kairos remember the good times, the food, customers, and employees.
It's nothing like fresh fish. And if it wasn't fresh, it wasn't here.
Thank you, Tidewater. Thank you for all the great customers we've met, and look forward to seeing everybody in the future.
That begs the question, are there plans to open up another spot?
I want to stay in this business. I enjoy this, and hopefully whoever makes the purchase on the intellectual, we can negotiate to relocate. But the key is you got to have the food, and you got to be on the water.
Elise Brown, 13 News Now.
Developing now, we're tracking some important meetings coming up around the area. I'm Christina Zverjeko with the latest. First, let's start in Norfolk. City Council is set to vote to create a plan for Tidewater Gardens, Young Terrace, and Calvert Square. Last year, the city proposed knocking down the public housing communities and putting up mixed-income homes. But there was backlash over concern about the thousands of residents who would be displaced. Tonight's vote will allow the city manager to work with the Housing Authority to come up with a solution. That meeting starts at 7 at City Hall. In Hampton, the school board will discuss a controversial school name. There's been a push to rename Jefferson Davis Middle School, which is named after the president of the Confederacy. Activists want the school named after a less divisive figure. Last year, Hampton renamed another school named after a Confederate general. The school board will talk about the name change request tomorrow at 6:30. And there's another sea level rise meeting this week in Virginia Beach. The city is holding a series of meetings inviting people to learn more about the flooding risks facing Virginia Beach. This will give officials a better idea of flooding issues as they prioritize their future efforts. The next meeting is Thursday from 6 to 8 in the evening at Princess Anne High School. We'll let you know any major developments come out of those meetings.
Dominion Energy has started cutting down trees in Virginia for the Atlantic Coast Pipeline, but some people are trying to stop the company. Work started in Buckingham County in central Virginia over the weekend. Dominion says crews are only working in spots where the company already has agreements with landowners. But protesters still showed up. Some felt Dominion is rushing into the project, while Dominion says the pipeline is vital for Virginia.
We know that they're very eager to proceed since they're so far behind schedule right now.
It's going to help grow our economy, revitalize our manufacturing sector. It's going to lower energy costs by hundreds of millions of dollars.
Dominion will continue cutting the trees down through March. They still have a few more approvals to receive before construction can officially begin. That could start by the spring.